Welcome back to another episode of College Football with College Kids. I'm your host, Zion, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Logan. And today, on the previous episode, we talked about James Franklin and his situation at Penn State, who's going to replace him. Well, on top of all of these coaches being fired in Division I college football, we got a couple of coaches that are probably coaching for their jobs coming up here. And we got to talk about it because if we're on the pace that we're at, this could be one of the most just open years of open jobs in the NCAA. And you've heard a bunch of different coaches say there's usually a 2-year cycle where all these jobs open up. And I think we're on, there weren't many firings last year, but I think we're on that trail of like, here's year 2 and a bunch of jobs are opening up.
Yeah.
So we mentioned all the coaches who've been fired: Brian Kelly at LSU, Billy Napier at Florida, James Franklin, Penn State, Jay Norvell, Colorado State, Sam Pittman, Arkansas, Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State, Deshaun Foster, UCLA, Brent Pry, Virginia Tech, just to name a few. But we got a couple of coaches that are on the hot seat. Let's start at Wisconsin. Let's start up north. Luke Fickell has the Wisconsin Badgers at 2-6. It's rough up there in Madison, and Wisconsin. I mean, you can't blame them. Wisconsin is in, and I'm just gonna say it, and I might lose a couple of people, a couple of listeners, but who cares? My takes are always right. Wisconsin's in the Big Ten. That's the toughest conference in all of college football.
No doubt.
Argue with me, I don't care. They have the number 1, the number 2, the number 6, number 21. Like, there are a lot of Big Ten teams ranked in the top 25 right now. And even at the bottom, you got Illinois that was ranked 23, 25 for a while. Washington's only got 1 loss. They're probably going to be ranked towards the end of the season. Like, Wisconsin has gone through a gauntlet. They lost to Michigan, who was ranked at 21. They lost to Ohio State, got blown out. They lost to Oregon, only by 2 touchdowns, which surprises me. They got Washington, number 2, Indiana, Illinois, and Minnesota coming up. If I'm Luke Fickell, I got to win at least 2 of these games. And it better be Washington and it better be Illinois, because I don't think Wisconsin is going to beat Indiana. It's not going to happen. And I don't think Wisconsin's going to beat Minnesota.
Yeah.
Just that type of football up north, it's just not going to happen. Let's head down to another coach, Hugh Freeze and the Auburn Tigers. Auburn's consistently one of those SEC powerhouses. And we've seen this theme where if you don't succeed in the SEC, you get fired, which is crazy to think about because the SEC is the SEC. Consistently, it's been the greatest conference in all of college football. Auburn's sitting at 4-4. They still got to play Vanderbilt and they still got to play Alabama.
Yeah.
And call it as it is, Vanderbilt looks really good.
They do.
Vanderbilt's a playoff team to me. Let's head over to Boston College. Bill O'Brien, great coach. Horrible football team. Boston College is 1-7. They got blown out by Pitt and their freshman quarterback. It's not looking good at Boston College. So Bill O'Brien, I think they give him to the end of the season. Not a whole lot you can turn around when you're 1-7. But I think it's over at Boston College for Bill O'Brien. He lost Tommy Castellanos to Florida State. That was his star quarterback. And man, the transfer portal just killed Boston College after their hot year last year. And I just don't see Bill O'Brien staying at the Golden Eagles for too long. We got Mike Norvell at Florida State. Florida State made the college, or didn't make the college football playoff too long ago. They went 13-0, and then had another year. I think they went 10-2 the year after. Well, this year they're sitting at 3-4, taking a loss to Pitt and a loss to Virginia. It just doesn't look good for Florida State. Mike Norvell, in my opinion, I think Mike Norvell, if he loses another game, he's done.
Yeah.
I think he's the next coach to kick the bucket out here. And I don't think he's going to go anywhere else. Florida State, other than those 2 years that I just mentioned, I don't think Florida State has anything up and coming. I I know a couple of local kids from the Whippeal are heading to Florida State. Hopefully, those kids can turn it around. And these are two considerably noticeable coaches that I think are on the hot seat. We'll start off first with Bill Belichick. Obviously, Bill Belichick has found a lot of success in the NFL. Mm-hmm. He's one of the most historic coaches in all of the NFL, winning all those Super Bowls with Tom Brady. And his whole situation is weird. Jordan standing on the sidelines is just weird to me. That girl's got something to do with the program at North Carolina.
Yeah, something's going on there.
To be fair, to give Bill Belichick the credit, he didn't have any recruits coming in.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to talk about. I think people need to kind of relax and give Belichick some time. I feel like with given time, he could become one of the best recruiting coaches in college. So I really wouldn't reflect how good of a coach he is on this year alone. I would definitely give him time to recruit some kids.
Right. Right. I think they give Bill Belichick another season. And if it's the same result, I think they cut him. I think they're done with Bill Belichick after 2 seasons. And North Carolina has never really been a strong football program. They've always been a basketball school, especially since Jordan went there. Even before that, they were a basketball school. But I don't think they give Bill Belichick a lot of leeway just because he's Bill Belichick. And I think that's what they kind of sat on when he was going into North Carolina. But I think another season like this, his job could be done. The last coach I want to talk about is Pat Narduzzi. You may say, why is Pat Narduzzi on the hot seat? Well, Pat Narduzzi and the Pitt Panthers are sitting at 6-2, right? They were sitting at 7-0 last year, and they were one of the first teams out of the college football playoff. And they ended up at 7-6 and making a bowl game against Toledo, which they then also lost. You have to finish. I mean, sitting at 6-2, they have a good win against a ranked Florida State team who is no longer ranked. They're beating up on these lower ACC teams like Boston College, California, Stanford, NC State. Like, they're proving it against teams like that. But Pitt's got a gauntlet coming up. We pull up Pitt's schedule. They got one more, we'll say, get-right game against Stanford. And then they got to play Notre Dame on primetime. They got to play Georgia Tech, who's ranked number 8. And then for the last game of the season, their ACC closer, and their season closer is against number 10 Miami. And if you want me to be real honest, I don't really see Pitt winning any of these games, but it would be awesome for. I think Pat Narduzzi keeps his job if he wins at least one of them, and I think he does it against Georgia Tech.
Yeah,
and as Pitt has consistently come in, being just this average team coming in against these AP poll powerhouses. It's just something Pat Narduzzi wants. They're gonna want that game against Notre Dame. They're gonna play Notre Dame close. They're gonna play Miami close. I think both of those games are prime time, and one of those games is gonna be an upset, in my opinion. I don't think they win all 3. If they win all 3, Pitt's gonna be in the college football playoff, which I don't think anyone is talking about. It won't happen. They have a true freshman at their quarterback, Mason Heinchel, who's looked great for the Panthers. It won't happen. So. We got these coaches playing for their jobs: Luke Fickell, Hugh Freeze, Bill O'Brien, Mike Norvell, Bill Belichick, Pat Narduzzi. We'll see at the end of the season where we end up. But thank you so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Zion, and is with me always is Logan, and we are signing off. Thank you, and good luck this week.